Happy Sunday. I had someone come across my thoughts who had gifted me a beautiful stone. She went out on a adventure and brought me back a stone that is just, oh God, it's so cool. It's even better when it's wet. I sometimes put it in my glass of water, but it's one of my favorite stones. And it's Ancestralite. The person who gifted this to me, she's the frequency of the place I was born at, like how home sounds. It was interesting. I had met some of her family, and the way that he spoke and the mannerisms and how he chose his words and the way he formed sentences, things like that, like weird things that you don't even realize was a pattern at some point. And it was just so fascinating. But yeah, she's courageous and adventurous, and she has an inner confidence that I really respect about her. And she's got a cynical, sarcastic side that I just love. I mean, if I'm going to just tell anyone, fuck it, it's her. Fuck off. You know, she'd get it, kind of thing. But I'm going to channel in some of that energy with the Ancestralite stone. There is a Scorpio full moon coming, and we are all intimately connected to the moon cycles, whether we feel it or not. It pulls on the water in us, and water has memory in it. It has ancestral memory in it. The Scorpio rules with transformation, with bringing in the new, releasing the old, with moving from a wiser, stronger, more steady, more real point, and pushing forward. Something about the Scorpios, you can't lie to a Scorpio. They always know. Scorpios are, they've always, most of my friends are actually Scorpios. Now that I think about it. Or and Ophiuchus. I gotta broaden my circle. But the Scorpio full moon, a lot of this time is transformational energy. It's remembrance of who we are. Our ancestors are reminding us the ties that we have to the land, to each other, to the bonds that are forming between us and Earth. And it's a really beautiful time for meditation. So, let me connect here. Deep breath in. Ease out. All right. If you have any tightness, go ahead and tap that out. You want to open yourself up. You want to open yourself up to receive. You want to treat yourself and feel compassion within yourself. As soon as you're more compassionate with yourself, the universe conspires to bring more compassion in. It's the more that you allow, the more that you can receive. We can tap into that by connecting internally. How do you feel? How's your breath moving through your body? How does the flow feel through your muscles, through your neck? Are you connected in here? Are you in your moment of now? Are you feeling in your body? Are you open? You ready to receive? We ask a lot from spirit, from guides, from people. We do a lot of asking. Connecting in with the ancestors is a quiet quest. It's a spin in, and it's a bond of love and gratitude. They never leave our side. We'll have an experience with a loved one, an inner way of relating, a child, a brother, a sibling, a friend, a family, a somebody special, a connection. And that person passes, and immediately their consciousness comes right and stays. When we walk through, what about ghosts and spirits? And sometimes we can feel the emotional bodies left behind, but the consciousness, the divine, unconditional love of our family, our ancestors, they're there with us. And often, not only they're there with us, they're conspiring for us. They're working with us and guiding us. We don't always see, sense, know, acknowledge, or even become aware until we are also doing that with our consciousness. Our connection with our ancestors is very deep. And it's, I want to say, it's not quite whispered through water. It's more of a hint of air, the connection to our ancestors. It's a cerebral touch to your reality. It's a stranger's verbiage that takes you back home and reminds you of the gratitude that you have for your friendships, for the people around you, for how they get you. Connecting with your ancestors, they'll often give you messages through other people, through things that remind you of something, and then you can kind of hear and feel what they would see, say, think, do. That's their a spiritual form pressing themselves on your construct of reality to say, here I am. And they touch you through the veils that way. At one time, death and rebirth were the same sorrow and joy. And I think ascension and being enlightened, all that's a mix of sorrow and joy, death and rebirth. And collectively, the entire universe is conspiring to help us ease into a new way of being. So, that's the quantum connection of the places that I'm going to pull together with this braid. It is to help connect with ancestors. It is to help open your subtle bodies. It is to help pierce through your veils. It is to help the remembrance of your cellular structure. Remembrance is remembering that you've always been divine, so you've never been alone. That's what connects us to the air element, which is your remembrance of your ancestors. Right? Fun stuff. We're going to braid some of that together. There's a lot of sadness and sorrow going on right now. And there's a way to soften and blur those veils and those lines. Let me think. Is there anything else? 11:03. I think we're good. So. Bring awareness to your breath. Breathe in the remembrance of your ancestors. They're always around you. Release and ease that. You have been breathing your ancestors and breathing with your ancestors your whole existence. It's of no note, you know how. Bring your mind back to your breath. You already know that you're in sync. You already know you're connected with them. Bring your attention to the moon, to the pool of it, to the feel of the tides, to the waxing, to the waning, to the cycles of life and the rhythm of birth. From where we come, we return to. Bring your attention to your body, to the fluid, to the flow, to the breath of movement within your body. This is the mix of the remembrance in your water connection of the air. If you would like to be contacted, you can set that intention. And remember, the universe conspires for you when it is the appropriate time. When your heart is ready to receive. Your eyes ready to see. Ears ready to hear. Mouth ready to speak. As you open your senses into the guidance of your ancestors. Kuyamaniyata tadiyasa satatusha, for your highest good. Kuniyanamayata sataku satakutusha satatatusha satatatusha satatatada. And breathe that out. This energy is very light and subtle. It will help to release into flow. Take care. Have a good day.